So, you've chosen the option to learn about video editing in iMovie HD. So first we have to have some live action clips. Maybe I'll give you some clips to play around with to learn how to edit, or if you wanted to upload your own clips from a camera, you would want to switch over here to the import mode so you can import your video. Otherwise, we're going to be in the editing mode where you see these little scissors here, and we're going to edit what we already have. Editing is kind of like taking a pair of scissors, cutting out what we don't want, and keeping what we want and making that look as cool as we possibly can. So right now we're going to be doing some video editing with clips from the movie that we watched called Neo's Ring. This is a movie directed by Pete Shaner. He wrote a book, or co-wrote a book, called Digital Filmmaking for Teens, and gave us some of these unedited clips where you can actually hear the director in the background, and we can edit out what we don't want and also add in some cool special effects. So the first thing we're going to do is take this little clip here. Notice according to the time code it's 1 minute, 27 seconds, and 8 frames long. So in this clip we have Josh and Tracy. They are hanging out at a bench. She's got a box of Cracker Jacks with a prize in it. It ends up being a ring that has magical powers and makes her disappear. So the first thing we want to do is cut out the director. At the beginning and the end of this clip, we can hear the director saying cut. So we need to learn how to cut out the director's directions. So I'm going to play this. You can always hit the play button, but also you can use the space bar as a quick play and pause. Also, the arrow keys let us go frame by frame if we need to.
And action. You started studying Western Civ yet?
I don't even know where to start.
Okay, so here we have the director saying action and our actors walk in. So I'm going to have my hand above the pause button, also known as the space bar, so I can get right to that moment where I want to make my cut.
And action.
So maybe about there. I can always use my arrow keys to kind of toggle through and see how far I want to go. So I definitely don't want to have them in the frame yet. So I think I'm going to go back to maybe about 6 seconds. And then to make my cut, I go to Edit and Split Video Clip at Playhead. The Playhead is this little line here. So I can either just click this, or I can use the shortcut key, which is Command T. And when I do that, it's kind of like taking a pair of scissors and cutting the clip. So now I have 2 separate sections. I always want to make sure I'm deleting the correct one. So I don't want the part that has the director.
And action.
So this is the part I want to delete. And if I accidentally made a mistake, I can always go up here to Edit and Undo. The quick key there is Command Z. Or I can go to my trash bin and I can pull out that clip that I just deleted. So right now I'm going to check and make sure that that edit I did looks good. And I think that worked. Now I want to go to the end of my clip, and I know that at one point the director says cut, so I want to get that out of there.
Cut.
Okay, so that's pretty much at the end here. So I'm just going to bring my playhead just about there, and I can either go to Edit, Split Video Clip at Playhead, or just do Command T. And this last little nub I can delete, and I'm going to check that and make sure I got out the part I wanted to.
Tracy?
Okay, looks all right. Now for our last little adventure here, part of this story is Tracy puts the ring on and Josh turns it 3 times and she magically disappears. Well, we're going to make her disappear with a special editing technique. So let's play this.
So give me your hand.
Anything to get out of Fetchell's quizzes.
1,
I can't believe you're doing this.
2,
Josh, you're just a 5-year-old stuck in a
3.
20-year-old's body.
And out.
So in the finished film, she magically disappears.
And action. Tracy?
So what we need to do is remove the part where she gets up and walks away. So I'm going to get right to that part where he counts to 3.
Josh, you're just a 5-year-old stuck in a 20-year-old's body.
So maybe about there? Let's make the cut. Split video clip at Playhead. Do I want to delete this whole last bit? Well, I've got to wait because I want to see him wake up and look for her.
And action.
So right after the director says, and action, I'm going to make another cut. In that case, I did Command T, and now it's this part I want to delete, where she gets up and walks away. Now we got to make sure that that cut was nice and smooth, so let's go back again and check it.
2,
Josh, you're just a 5-year-old stuck in a
3.
20-year-old's body.
Tracy? Tracy?
Perfect. Whenever you get an edit that looks right, you always want to save it. iMovie has a knack for crashing right when you've done the most amazing edits. So always, whenever you think about it, go up to File, save your project, or don't forget our little shortcut key, which is Command S. Alright, so now I have the video looking the way I want. And now, if I wanted to spruce this up, I might want to add in some titles, some transitions, maybe a video effect at the moment that Tracy disappears, even some music or a sound effect. So tune in on how to do that. The other option you'll have is looking at how to do a cutaway, and that is our actors looking at what they're doing. So when Josh turns the ring on Tracy's finger, we can do a close-up of that.